Welcome back to the channel, you guys. There was a lot of comments and a lot of questions when we posted the short a couple weeks ago on the locker setup and how I stage gear and everything. So I thought this would be a really good opportunity to do a complete tour of, I'm not gonna call this an armory because it's not anywhere near that, but do a total walkthrough of everything that I have, how I organize it, some of the things that have worked for me, maybe talk a little bit about what I've tried, what has failed, maybe some potential future enhancements to what's going on. So we're gonna give you guys a little behind the scenes look here, or behind the door, and we'll get into it. But first, I do wanna say thank you guys to a couple sponsors that make this video possible. First is a big thank you to our friends over at Custom Night Vision. The website is customnightvision.com. You guys head over there, check it out yourselves. We have a great selection of monocular devices, binocular devices. They're located in Houston, Texas. They do an outstanding job bringing great solutions to you and I so we can see in the dark. They do custom builds, all sorts of great stuff. Head to the website and reach out to Ben, Kevin, Trevor, the whole team there at Custom Night Vision. So thanks to those guys for their support. Now, we also want to say thank you to our friends at American Defense Manufacturing. You guys, it's admmfg.com. That's their website. And they make some absolutely awesome uppers, lowers, mounts, great stuff coming out of those guys up in Wisconsin. If you guys haven't seen our video, we did a 2-part series on their upper receiver in 13.9 that they sent out to us. Fantastic stuff. Really recommend it. We'll make sure we link that in the notes below. But now, for real, we'll do this MTV crib style, and we'll get into, I don't want to call this an armory, but we're gonna get into it. Here we go. All right, guys, follow me. And this is gonna be way less impressive than you probably think, but we're gonna get into it. So coming in here, we'll do this clockwise style, I guess. Not really anything that special. So we'll start here, have the belt systems that I run. These are the Cobra clutch hangers from Wilder Tactical. Cool story about these is the only time I've won any kind of contest on Instagram, the folks at Wilder wanted to know what they should call this belt hanger system, and everybody uses Cobra buckles. And I was like, hey, why don't, I was thinking back to my childhood watching like WWF and everything. Sergeant Slaughter used the Cobra clutch. That was his finishing like sleeper hold. I go, why not? So I submitted that and I won. So cool. They sent me out a pair of the Cobra clutches. They sent me a pair of these little hooks that Velcro onto the belt. So I've been using those to hang my gloves for the past couple years. They sent me out a t-shirt too. Really good guys. I've never run a ton of their kit, but good company. And that's kind of what we got going over here. This is the gunfighter belt from Dynamic Principles. We also have a video getting into that, which we'll probably do another one on, honestly. Behind it is the ARC belt from HRT Tactical, which I really like. Very comfortable, very lightweight. Needed something a little bit different, so I've been running the Dynamic Principles setup a little bit more. You can kind of see down here, things are kind of just all over the place right now. There's a pile of stuff that is not mine, that belongs to my dad because they're trying to sell their house. So I got like hold on to all of his gear and everything while they're showing the house and things like that. Next to it, you can't really see it. I'll just grab it here. I need to put some shelving in. Got a box, 6 of these airsoft bangers. These are the good ones. They blow apart. They're pretty affordable. When we had the whole Ukraine embargo thing going on a couple years back, you couldn't get these. So I found a whole box at the local airsoft shop, bought them up, and haven't really used them so far, but maybe soon. Ryan's coming back up here for a class, so maybe we'll get into some of that. Got my ruck down here. This thing's like constantly developing and evolving. Might do a video on this. This is a Mystery Ranch pack. It's like a 2-day assault pack. Just got a new tripod in here for the spotting scope. Got some stuff. We'll get into more of that in another video. I'm short. All right. Go ahead here. We'll get into the lockers. So I get a lot of that's cool, a lot of really positive comments and feedback on this locker setup. So I actually did not build this. This came off of Craigslist, funny enough. A guy built it for his kids when they were going to school. They could have it in their mud room or their breezeway. And it had some hooks and stuff in it where they could hang their coats, their backpacks, they had like lunch boxes, or you want to put your boots down at the bottom or something, I don't know. So basically the kids were no longer using it, or he built it, they used it for a little while, and then they stopped using it, I don't know. So I picked this up for like 50 bucks, and it saved me a whole bunch of time. Had a buddy who had a truck that helped me out, and I kind of retrofitted it, added some, we'll get into, you know, some of this stuff here, shelving and whatnot. But I guess we'll start at the top and kind of work our way down. So I'm a big fan of trying to stay organized with all the parts and stuff that make all of this kind of come together. So you'll see we have the pistols up here. So handguns that we shoot either a lot or a little bit, you know, so Glock 45 you guys have seen a lot. The PB3 on it. This is my daily driver in terms of like duty guns. Like the Glock 45 a lot. Love the PB3. This has been great. Pretty much a stock gun minus a extended slide release. Let's see. Oh, this is my dad's Gen 1 M&P 9, complete with thumb safety because he deemed it necessary to have one. I don't know. Completely stock. Other than a TLR1 on here, and it's stock sights, so doesn't see a lot of use, maybe a little bit more now that I'm holding on to it for a while. Yeah, still not a fan of that trigger. Then we got another M&P. This one's actually mine. This one does have work to it, so it's got Ameriglow sights. It has an Apex barrel in it, Apex trigger shoe, Apex sear, and it has an extended mag release. I really like this gun. I just don't shoot it a ton because my training group, yeah, we all run Glocks, so this isn't a bad system. This thing, the trigger's really nice in this actually. Doesn't get a lot of love, unfortunately, but that's up there too. Have a pair of pistols here that were my wife and I's first carry guns. So her XDS, which I was very sad that she bought. And then my Shield 9mm, which is, well, we still have it. It's not the greatest concealed carry gun. If I ever needed one that was really small or something, maybe I would entertain going back to this, but I haven't really shot it in a while. And then finally here, because I'm an American and every American should own one, here is a 1911. This is a Rock Island, so it's like a $400 1911. Haven't had any issues with it though. It actually runs real well. The sights suck on it. The trigger is semi-adjustable. I need to Dremel off some of these sharp edges on the safety, but that's what you get with $400 1911s that are made by slaves in the Orient. So, yeah, not bad, but yeah. Let's see here, moving over. So we got these trays to keep everything together. Comms and radio stuff. So a lot of this is just like Baofeng accessories. We run Baofengs here. So you got extra chargers, programming cables, and things like that. Whip antennas. I got a shoulder mic here, a little trucker mic action. These are great. So if you can't afford Peltors and everything on your helmet, a great workaround is to get cheaper ear pro on your helmet, and you can run a male-to-male audio cable because these B-Tech trucker mics actually have a little audio port here on the side that you can run into, and that way your audio feeds through the trucker mic into your ear and not out in the open where anybody else can hear it. And then this is basically just a poor man's push-to-talk where you just talk into it. So yeah, all kinds of good audio stuff in there. The factory push to talk, the like covert discrete earpiece mic and everything that you get with your Baofengs. We might be upgrading to better radios in the future, but for now, that's kind of is what it is. Got some vertical foregrips, pistol brace, the set from a regular defense, Slades grips and stuff. Pretty aggressive texturing on those. Some old, Magpul grip, Magpul, BCM. We really like these. I've got the back straps here for the Glock. They send these out with everything. I don't know a ton of people actually run these. I mean, I actually just like the way the Glock is. The hand stop from Emissary Defense. I think it's the hand brake from Emissary for M-Lock. Really like these. They're actually like not ever in stock. It's really frustrating. So I have one that is probably moving around between guns. And then I think this is a Keymod. This is going to be an antique soon. A Keymod CAG from BCM. I don't even have a key mod rail anymore. So I think I know who has this in my friend group. I might just give this to them. But I tried to keep that stuff organized here. I built like a cheapo quad rail that I think used to be on my dad's rifle when we first got it for him. Then we upgraded him to like a Troy or something good. So that's that. We get into, what else we got here? Some hard parts. Yeah, so charging handles. Here's the extra hardware and hood and stuff from a Safari Land. Pistol buffer tube, whoops. Apex barrel, factory barrel for the M&Ps in here. Bad lever for Magpul, all kinds of stuff. Light bar, TRX Arms light bar for key mod. So same friend, might just give it to him. Key mod's it has gone the way of the dinosaurs. And then just some of these chasm buckles and clips that you can use for chest rigs, things like that. Here's a Real Knights side rail cover. This is super flex if you can find them, I guess, if you're a cloner. I'm not, so I don't care. But I keep all that stuff together so that I can at least try and find it when I need it. Gerber, I forget what brand, what knife this is. I'm not a big fan of huge knives on my kit, so it kind of just hangs out wherever I have a place to stick it. No pun intended. Stuff, this gets used an awful lot is cordage, Velcro, stuff like that. So we got Velcro brand Velcro, which gets used for a ton of stuff. If I have to like shim something like a cheek riser on a stock, I'll use like half a piece of this or something. Or if I'm hanging something for some reason, I'll use Velcro. Gaffer's tape. Gaffer's tape is great for optics if you're trying to remove markings, logos and things like that. Or we actually use some of it on drag handles for kit, if that's what you need. What I end up using, I bought a whole roll of this stuff. So this is safety tape, it's like skateboard tape. And I bought it to use like this much of it on my nub mods on my holsters. And that's about it. So I could use it to cobble together some grips on a pistol grip or a rifle or something. I don't know. That stuff's like 15 bucks the roll. I will probably never use half of that. Big old bag of rubber bands, because why not? Rubber band stuff to kit, tourniquets, radio antennas, all kinds of good stuff there. Got some Howie's hockey tape, like that stuff a lot for my grips. 550 cord, shock cord, thicker shock cord. I try not to throw this stuff away because inevitably you have some kind of little project like when you make like a comms sled or a comms mount and you need about 7 inches of shock cord, or maybe even only 5 inches, and then you threw it out. So now you go buy a whole roll or something. So I hold on to that stuff. I got more of the Howies. Shout out to these guys. They're actually in Grand Rapids, Michigan, which is cool. So support the local homies. More 3M Velcro pieces here. Some one wrap. These are actually the little dots that, if you guys are curious, when you apply your own pads for your Protection Group Denmark helmet and helmet cover, these are the little dots that they send you. So I have extras of these in case they ever come off. Again, that's all stuff that people like throw out and then they flip out on the internet because they can't find more or can't get more or have an issue or something. I think it's dumb, so I just save it. More rubber bands, Ranger bands. Got a whole bag of Ranger bands in here. These last for years, honestly. I think this is the second bag I've ever bought. Got duct tape, painter's tape that gets used for like, I'll loop this stuff and I'll put up dry fire targets, things like that with the painter's tape. Or if I'm ever actually masking something off when I'm spray painting. We did a holster mod video a while back that you guys can find that we use a bunch of painter's tape. And then I also have this Duck brand Digi Camo because it's awesome. And actually what I put this on is more likely, or more often than not, it's on like slick magazines, so I just have something to grab onto. And also so when it falls on the ground at the range, instead of everyone going, whose mag is this? Everyone knows because I've got the cool tape on it. Cool-ish tape. But yeah, so that gets used a lot. Rubber bands, Ranger bands, shock cord. I'm always doing some kind of goofy project or something or fixing something, so I use that stuff an awful lot. And then this one here at the end, this is, don't know what that was, but this is kind of a catch-all for everything else. So I have, here's a buffer weight and spring. Here's another buffer weight and spring. These are, so they're in the H2 tubes from Geisley, or H2 and the Super 42, whatever. These are carbine springs and buffers that I swapped out of other rifles, so I keep that stuff as well. Because inevitably you change a can, you change a gas system, stuff changes and you want to be able to tune it. So again, instead of just throwing this stuff out, because it's only like 15 bucks to get a carbine length one, maybe a little bit more with a decent buffer, but people get rid of it. It makes no sense to me. Here's another one, got that in here too. So I got about 3 of those. Here's a Streamlight ProTax. This is their old generation of rifle lights with their pressure pad. And this is not the one that has issues. These pressure pads work, not the new generation. Here's the shorter ProTac with a, shout out, 100 Concepts light cap. I had this on a Theorem mount, or Unity mount, I'm sorry. Unity mount for my helmet. And the battery's dead, which is probably why I took it off. But it was kind of cumbersome having it hanging out up there. So maybe I'll put it back on, maybe I won't. But I keep all that stuff too, just in case. These things have gone way up in price. All the lights and accessories have gone up. So if I have somebody, like a homie that needs one, I can sell it on the cheap or let them borrow it or something till they get some monies together. Here's the factory flashlight rings for, I think that's for my Cloud Defensive MCH. I saved that as well when I put a Theorem switch back on it. Mil-spec trigger. So just stuff like that. This stuff all gets saved in here. Here's our mil-spec 6-pound mil-spec trigger, swapped out with an ALG Defense that's in my 11.5 inch. So I save all that stuff. I keep it up here in these boxes. You can get them at Home Depot, I think. So let's talk about the shelves real quick. So you can see on both sides here have helmets. This is the Protection Group Denmark ballistic helmet. I did a whole video on this as well, but this is what I run. This is what I rock. So it stays up here. Got this from TRX Arms for night vision. I might mount it on my carrier soon, but I'm still playing with that idea. Here's the new IR marker light, unobtainium, up until this month, I think, from HRT. They sent one out to me in December, so more to come on this, maybe. On this side, here's a dry fire mag. I use this a lot for Glock, which I will talk about probably later, so I'll set that over here. Bump helmet, T1D bump helmet. So this is going to be for my wife now, or a friend who's in need, because I have multiple pairs of night vision now. These are Comtac 3s on here. There's a night vision video where you can see all about this. That was a couple years ago at this point. But fully set up to go for night vision if I have somebody who is in need of a lid. And then a travel case for night vision. This is the bento box. Bought this from Custom Night Vision. They did not give me this for free. I did buy this. Everybody thinks I'm a shill for them. I'm not. I do pay money sometimes. And then that's Ric Flair. All right. We'll talk about the middle and work our way out. So this is the rifles up here. I do have a couple shotgun cards that are ready to go with buckshot and slugs. On the same shelf here is Dead Air Sandman S. This is the first can I ever got. I actually really like this can. I think they get a bad rap because they've had some QC issues as they've been growing. But I do like the Dead Air Sandman. It's a 30 cal can, so if I do ever get a blackout or a 308 gun, I can go ahead and throw this on there. But this is now set up so my wife can run this on her guns, which we'll get into. And then I have a couple of preloaded, pre-staged magazines. Got a Lancer and a mag pull here, ready to go. In the event that I should ever need them for something, I like having those staged and ready to go up there. You can kind of see we have a limited space here for rifles. I'm gonna have to do something about this, honestly, because we're running out of room. So we've got 4 in there. There's another 2 over here. So I don't know if you guys have seen a lot of this one, but this is my dad's rifle that we built out, kind of a SOP mod, mod 0 kind of homage going on here. The HLX, it's got the front sight post. It's regular like Vortex dot, not the greatest, but it works. Rear sight. Mil-spec, a real Knights foregrip for those of you guys that get excited by that kind of thing. And yeah, I got a light bar from T-Rex. Not bad, nothing super special. HRF Magwell, T-Rex arm sling, works for him. I kind of like it. It's super old school, but it's cool. So we got that in there. We have my 11.5 inch gun, which you guys have probably seen a bunch of. my wife's SPR build. So she does not like running around shooting drills with us a whole lot. So I decided it'd probably be a really good opportunity to keep her shooting by building her out an SPR. So Viper 3 to 15 on here. For a while, she definitely owned the most expensive optic in the house. And that, it didn't really bother me, but I was like, why? Also, scope caps here from 100 Concepts, of course. Got a little offset dot. Got a bipod that extends. It's smaller because she's smaller. Got a Streamlight HLX. Like I said a moment ago, it's set up with the muzzle brake here for the dead air, and a slingster from Faro, because that's how I roll. Let's see here. And then this is the budget build. This is the one that she runs if we're not doing long range stuff. So spare parts build, Palmetto lower here. It is an SBR, by the way, for anybody wanting to know. Got an EOTech EXPS2, M640 dual fuel. Nice and lightweight for her. It does accept the dead air can. And yeah, cheapo Magpul stock. Made a Magpul cheek riser here, kind of cut in half so it actually works with the charging handle. Nothing special, but it runs really well actually for being a really, really cheap gun with a no-name handguard. So those are the 4 rifles there. Then we also have, this is the one you guys should have seen in the GPR video, which just got a new pressure pad here and a new light. But this is the GPR setup, the upper from our friends at American Defense, 13.9. This thing's great. Love it so far. So it's the GPR build that we're working on. And then over here, this is my 16-inch, which, not to jump too far ahead, but we're doing some work on that. So that's why it's up on the vise. And, you know, we'll be doing more with that in the next couple days, actually. So there might be even more video coming on that. Put this crap away. And then you see we kind of got my locker here with my FCPC all kitted out, ready to go for the most part. And a dog. What's up, buddy? I got a couple inner belts here that go with the 2 belt systems we talked about. On this side here, we've got a spare Orion. I have a AC1 set up for my wife, nice and slick rig here so that she can, what's up? So she can go ahead and don that if she ever needed to. And then got her belt set up here. Nothing fancy, actually. I will show this. When people are trying to get into the industry, or not really the industry, but training is what I meant to say. The training space. This is the Condor. I think it's their Gen 3 belt. And with the plastic buckle, it seems like $30. They have removable pads. I'll show you guys real quick. So they actually have a removable pad system. So if you wanted to run an inner belt with this and use this as a 2-piece belt versus this padded 1-piece idea, you can. Laser cut molly, it works with all the good accessories. My brother runs one, this one's for my wife. For the money, they're really not a bad belt. And if you think you need something more robust, they do make a more expensive version that comes with a Cobra buckle, but she's been running this for a while and no problems with it. So you got a little Safariland 7 series on here. I forget what brand blowout kit this is, maybe like an Amazon special, I don't know. Tourniquet, a real cat in here, not a fake, and then S-Tac Highways. So, and of course, you got to run the leg strap. So that's her belt setup and her locker over here. And then we can see here's her ruck down here, little Galligator from Mystery Ranch. Love the Mystery Ranch packs. Got a shotgun here. This is a clone of an 870. This is a H&R, so Henry & Richardson's Pardner pump. So it's like $200 when I bought it, honestly. It's really cheap. It's got a Bushnell TRS 25 on it. I have shot this gun once, and I think I've owned it almost a decade. It does have some snap caps on here. I did add the Velcro so you can kind of remove these cards on the side of it. If we ever wanted to use it for anything, home defense wise or whatever, probably not. But if I wanted to, I totally could. So not anything special at all, but there's that. And then moving on down here at the bottom, you guys can kind of see we've got some ammo cases. So 5.56, 12 gauge, and 9mm. That's just, I shoot pretty frequently. I know the plastic cases aren't the best for it, but that's how I store my ammo right now. And then down here, you can see we have a Pelican, or a Felican, faux Pelican. It's a fake Pelican. And in here is the night vision. So you got an MH1 from Low Light Innovations. and a pair of, this is the 1431 Mark IIs, that both of these from our good friends at Custom Night Vision. And I kind of decked out the top here. So I got like some accessories, cleaning cloths and stuff, lens cloths and stuff that you might need in there. Just little goodies, things like that. Some batteries up here in a shell holder. Bucky's patch, because of course, another little pouch in there. Nothing at the moment. Got a spare IR strobe if we ever needed it. Does have a lanyard, so if we were out on the range, somebody's just hanging out watching, they can like hang this around their neck or whatever we want to do with it. But that works. So that's what is in there. There we go. All right. And we'll move on over to the workbench. Okay, workbench. So the workbench, this bench is actually new. I had one I built myself, and it was really obtrusive, and it ate up a lot of space in the room. This is a little bit smaller, but actually more convenient for what I do in here. So have a top box here for the workbench. Have a rolling box down here, cleaning tools, gloves. Always have gloves, guys. The cleaning agent and stuff that we use with firearms, as well as a lot of the carbon and the lead and everything like that. Your skin has pores, right? So if you're cleaning a lot, you'll see mechanics and stuff, now they start wearing rubber gloves a lot more. And these are cheap at Harbor Freight. Not a reason not to have them, guys. So pick some of those up. CLP, I got different, what is this? Breakthrough, Hops 9, Rem oil, all kinds of different stuff in here, just to try some things. You don't go through much of it. I've had this stuff. This is, what is this? Pro Shot. I got it actually from a local sporting goods store because of that little needle applicator. And I thought, oh, hey, that'll help out a lot. And it does. You can see this is not even half gone and it's like 5 years old. So you don't need a lot. It goes a long way. I have way more than I need. Here's more of the breakthrough stuff. So that's a lot of cleaning supplies. I have swatches back here, some white lithium grease, Loctite in liquid form. They make this in a glue stick, actually this right here. So this is, if nothing else you guys get from this video, this $12 glue stick of Loctite will last you so long and it will be so much less messy than this crap. And these little vials of this shit are what they send with every gun part, rock set and stuff that's liquid, and you waste like 70% of it when you apply it. So the glue stick is the way to go. I got some arrow shell here, which I'll probably be using. I'm doing a barrel swap. You guys can kind of see right here. I have a barrel from Ballistic Advantage. This is their SPR barrel with a mid-length gas system that's going to go into the 16-inch SPR build here. So I'll just talk about that real quick. This is my first AR. It was an MMP Sport 2. Obviously, it doesn't look like that anymore. We upgraded the trigger to a Geisley. We upgraded the bolt carrier. The barrel is still the 1-in-9 that comes with the MMP Sport 2, but it'll be getting this 1-in-8 Ballistic Advantage barrel. This thing is going to be such a bad bitch. It's going to be great. I cannot wait. Also, because that's a carbine length gas system, had to pick up a new gas block and gas tube. So grab those. Up here, again, so we still have the toolbox. You guys, stuff like this, little screwdrivers, little tools like this, these things. So you can buy sets of these too. I think these ones are this Channel Lock brand. So these are the expensive ones. These little like picks and stuff are great for when you're trying to clean or when you're trying to disassemble parts, like the little pin that you got to pull out of the side of your bolt carrier group and everything. Having a hooked, pick like that it makes it so much easier, guys. So having this stuff here is really great. I do have a set of punches, again, Harbor Freight. You're knocking out pins, things like that. Have the right tools. Don't be the guy sitting there with a screwdriver or an Allen key or something trying to pound out a pin with a hammer. It's just a waste. I do also have some specialty stuff here. So these are actual like roll pin punches. They have the dimple at the top. And I see guys bitch about this online all the time when they're installing roll pins on their upper receivers for their forward assist here. And if you have the right tools, you guys, the job sucks a lot less. These things were like 30 or 35 bucks. I think I got them online. I don't use them a lot because I don't build full uppers a lot, but if you talk to guys that do, that saves a lot of time. And then I have a little ball peen here with a plastic and a brass head on it. 1911 bezel tool. which doesn't get used much either. Let's see. This stuff gets used a lot. Box cutters, knives, and then these little like side cutters and little hand pliers and stuff. These are Harbor Freight Special, Pittsburgh brand. Get a ton of use out of these things when I'm running zip ties and trimming zip ties, things like that. Taking sharp edges off of things when they get dropped. Those work really, really well for that. And then this is a tool I actually made. You guys can kind of see. I had to grind off the edge of this Allen key or Allen wrench. And this is for the retaining pins on your takedown pin. So there's actually a field manual, an Army field manual, that teaches you how to make this, which is where I learned how to do it. And then I just put a little bit of electrical tape on here as kind of a handle. And also so that when people go into my toolbox, they don't just think that this is a broken Allen wrench. It's an actual tool. And then I got these little forcep things. I think this is a Harbor Freight as well. These get intermittent use. Actually, where I used this a lot was when I was running tubular nylon through my back panel on my plate carrier to build up my drag strap. I use these a lot. So fishing stuff through with these a lot easier. Then bottom drawer here, we can see this is kind of a catch-all drawer, unfortunately. So I got some 2032s, shout out Costco, zip ties, some 1632 batteries. Here's a single 123 battery, holster hardware. So for concealed carry holsters and stuff, different washers and clips and grommets and things like that. Just an assorted bag I got from, I think it was Eclipse Holsters. So that's what's going on up there. And so I talked about the dry fire mag briefly, have that right here with the spring kit. If you guys are looking to save money and dry fire more, dry fire mag, not paid, not sponsored. We do have an affiliate link in our link tree if you want to. But for the $120, and you get this on Amazon, this saved me a ton of money during COVID. And then, so down here in the rolling cart, I've got a couple of Armor's wrenches that I use for different things. We get down here into the tools, vise block for the upper receiver and the insert for it. The lower block is in the damn vise right now. I got some larger Allen keys that I use and keep in here. A hammer with a couple different hardnesses on it. Have the fat wrench, which is just a torque wrench screwdriver, which is great for stuff like your scopes. If you guys are using the old school method of, I have a friend that says this, 2 UGAs and a DUGA to tighten down your shit, that is not the way that's supposed to work. That's how you strip stuff out. That's how you snap heads off. That's how you have to back screws out that are broken. Guys, this was like $50. Like, please just get it. And it comes with a couple of different heads, and you can put other ones in as long as they fit a standard hex pattern. Please, for the love of God, invest in one. I have a pair of scope leveling mounts. Also in the part 2 video on the GPR that we just did. There you go. Torque wrench, another Harbor Freight special. Oh, guys, if you're noticing a trend here, Harbor Freight for a lot of these tools because they're not heavy use. I don't make my living with them. I have a sight pusher tool here that gets a little, this is a cheap one from Vism. It works. It doesn't get a lot of use, but it does work. It's nice to have. When friends need help, I can go ahead and just take care of that for them. Oh, and then a couple different attachments here for barrel nuts and things like that. Then I have a drawer full of just like boxes of stuff, like my Oakleys, because if you guys ever want to warranty your Oakleys, they ask for the box. Otherwise, they will deny your warranty. Ask me how I know. So I save it. I have a couple boxes here from like knives. This is a Kaiser Benchmade. So I save this stuff in case I ever sell it. I should probably repurpose this drawer for something better than that, but right now that's kind of what it is. So that's what's there. And then in the bottom here, some goggles, extra stuff, locks, respirator, non-electric ear pro. And it's also become kind of a storage area for extra mounts and things. So Gen 1 and Gen 2 Vortex magnifiers, LP1 from Lead and Steel, which might actually go back. That might actually end up going back on a rifle soon. recon mount from American Defense Manufacturing. So all kinds of good stuff in here. Out of there. Okay, you'll see up here, there's more storage and things. So this was an RMR, got shipped in this box, and now it holds all of my muzzle devices and shims. So don't throw the shims out either. Some guys, oh, I put it on, I'm done. Well, when you switch your muzzle device in 2 years because you get a different suppressor or you get a suppressor period, you're gonna want the shims. So I save all of them. And then I've got, you know, a Strike Industries Warhog, Dead Air 3-chamber 30 cal brake, a bunch of A2 flash hiders, all kinds of stuff in here, but I don't use those a ton. But obviously if you have a friend who's like trying to finish up a build or something like that, having this stuff really, really helps. Here's another bin of just catch-all parts. Got a counterweight pouch, got some pontoon pads from HRT. This was for some Peltors, and I had to cut off the wrap on it, or I just pulled the wrap off. Here's a retention device from TRX Arms for night vision, all kinds of stuff that just gets thrown in there. Then we got some soft goods, miscellaneous. We got mag parts, pieces to mounts and things like that. Jute, I got rolls of jute up here because eventually I want to make a ghillie. I don't know when that's gonna happen, so drop it in the comments if you wanna see it and maybe I'll suffer through it. I have a couple boxes of 45 and 12 gauge up here because it just doesn't get used a lot. Q-tips. Q-tips are great for cleaning small spaces and stuff, including your ears. Use them, that's gross. And then I have a Magpul DACA pouch here and a bag. So these are, these are glow sticks, chem lights. So if you're shooting night vision, and we shoot night vision, you should have chem sticks. Or if you're doing room clearing, things like that, if your team does that stuff. The name brand's not always the best. These ones are okay, these safety ones are okay. The ones that are in here that are really good is this like Swiss safe brand. These things are fucking bright, which is why I took extra steps and put them in a pouch to protect them, because they're kind of a little bit more expensive, but they're really, really worth it. So got that up there. You can see I have a couple, this organizer came from Home Depot. I think it's our Husky thing. So I have like weird parts in here, odds and ends, bikini covers for AR-15s, rail covers, stuff like that. Got some generic patches and Velcro, so American flags and medical identifiers, just to keep them organized. I don't do a lot of pistol upgrades, but my pistol parts stay in here just to keep them together and organized. Glock specific parts, odds and ends up here, tail caps to some of the Streamlight stuff, screws for 100 Concepts, night vision cap, just little stuff. I use a lot of masking tape for labels and everything to keep that together. Up top, here's my dry fire tools. So snap caps, I got a laser capsule in there, things like that. I got a chamber flag, paper towel, because you need it, all right? Now, looking at the workbench here, we talked a little bit about the rifle. You guys can just see some of the other stuff here. My wife got me this Amazon or Alexa Show, which is really cool. I have that around. Parts, pieces. Here's the barrel. Sharpies, markers, pens. I use that a ton. I have a whole bunch of these. These are by far the best brand I think I've found so far on these paint pens, which is Overseas paint marker. These are great. So if you're doing witness marking on your mounts and stuff, I highly recommend getting a set of these. Or if you're only buying a couple, get like white, yellow, blue, something that's gonna stand out against your kit. It's great. I think these were kind of expensive. I wanna say they were like 20 or 30 bucks for the set of, I don't know, what is it, 8? But they work really well. I had spent money on some other ones from like Husky and they sucked. So skip the Husky Home Depot store brand shit and just get your good paint markers here. Sharpies and things like that to mark mags. Scissors, so I have regular scissors and trauma shears. These things are great. And you can get these on Amazon, dirt cheap too. I have another one of these boxes. This one specifically was a knockoff G24 my younger brother got me for Christmas when I had my PVS 14. So this turned into the catch-all for all of the hex keys and Allen wrenches that come with everything we buy, guys. You know what I'm talking about. Tons and tons and tons of stuff. So those go in here. I got a little bit of everything over here. We got Baofeng radios, a couple of them. I'm a big fan of the Baofangs because of their affordability and things. Can pass this off to my wife, a family member. They're pre-programmed, they're ready to go. I've got one in the dock charging right now. So really, really easy to work with, stuff like that. So now we'll start talking a little bit more about the other side of the room that you guys don't see a lot during videos. This is a cheap little IKEA cabinet that I have. It was at my podcasting desk, but kind of repurposed it here. So up top, this is the drawer for all of the instructions. So like the 3X magnifier, Surefire, remote tail cap. You don't really need them for a lot of this stuff, but if you ever do have questions on anything, because some stuff is programmable, different like temperature ranges and stuff like that, it's all in the manuals. So I keep that stuff up here. Here's a drawer. We have different filters for some of the lights that we use for recording. Here's some adhesive Cordura, because I did do a holster wrap, which was not as fun as I'd hoped it would be. Masking tape to make all those labels. Prototype mount I made when I had a holster sponsor that they had no interest in. And now another company made something very similar and also a lot prettier. But yeah, that stuff's in here. I got a couple different, couple versions of that when I was really into trying to do prototype stuff for a hot second. I think everybody should have one of these. This is a drawer of bags because we send little parts and pieces to our buddies and stuff all the time. And having these little bags, here's one from Faro, here's one from T-Rex Arms. Just having bags to keep your stuff organized, or if you switch parts, switch mounts, and you want to keep those like specific screws together, this stuff's all really, really great. Case in point here, here's one from Dynamic Principles. I made a comm sled for Josh for his FCPC with instructions. Josh is dumb. Tell him I said so. But you know, I just grab the bag out of there. That's good to go. I got a drawer full of nylon gear here. So here's the hanger for the fanny pack from 100 Concepts. You know, all kinds of stuff in here. Dog not included. And then down here, catch all, just got some microfiber cloths and a bunch of Magpul DACA pouches. So that's what's in there. Okay, so moving on over, this is my Pelican case. It's usually open for a large variety of reasons. You guys can see the lid organizer where I have Baofeng parts and batteries and stuff. Here's all my range crap. 100 Concepts, we did a video on this as well. Med kit here, got some magazines and stuff. Pack timer is in here. And we might do a separate video on all that, but I got that open. Across the room here, you'll see there's a whiteboard. I do a lot with this. Sometimes I'll draw up like dry fire targets, or I'll diagram CQB stuff, either for videos or if I'm with a buddy trying to talk it out, or if I'm just tickling my own autism, trying to figure it out. Sometimes it's just lists of stuff to do. So great whiteboard. My brother actually gave me this from his work. I forget what they did with it, but I was able to mount it up. Does a really good job for me. I have a patch panel down here, just goofy shit that gets sent to me. Got a couple of these Plano boxes. The top one, I believe, is full of clothes and range gear, you know, shirts, pants, wool socks, all the stuff that I used basically only for the range. The bottom one may be empty right now because I used that before I got to the Pelican case. But moving on back here, this whole shelving unit is more stuff. Trying to keep this organized, or at least get it better organized, it's a constant struggle. So at the top here, a whole box of shotgun stock parts and things like that, pistol grip stock, a box of surplus canteens that a buddy gave me. And these are the boxes up here. These are like for EOTech optics and things that I have, or magnifiers. I save the boxes in case I ever sell them. It's always nicer when you buy a used optic or part or something, you can hand somebody the box to the, you know, the mount and go, here, it's gently used, or maybe not so gently, but here, I have the box. Shout out to Swamp Fox. They actually sent us a bunch of stuff. And I like this because on the side of it, it'll actually tell you the screws, so T10 and T25, so you can get the right size tool out instead of trying all 80 that you have. And then it tells you the torque, so 10 to 15 inch-pounds on your T10s, and then for the mount bolts that are T25, 30 to 40 inch-pounds. And it's all right there. You don't got digging and flipping through an instruction manual or any of that crap. So I keep all of that stuff up here. Moving down, chest rig. So here's a T-Rex Arms Ready rig. that's up here. I haven't done a ton on this, but I think we do have plans for some more covert type content coming, so more of this in the future. I have a bunch of scrim back here from our friends at 100 Concepts. This stuff is great, and it's super easy to set up. Like, anybody can do it. So we got that in multicam Tropic, multicam Alpine. This is my poor man's comm setup. So these are some walkers with the Defense Distributors boom mic on it, which is definitely the way to go if you are budget conscious. So for about $100, it kind of sticks on here, plugs into your audio port, and you get a NATO plug that you can then use with their push to talk. And that is actually set up right now on this chest rig here. It's all built out from Spiritus Systems. You guys can tell that this is not well organized over here, but we're getting there. This is their rig. I think it's called the Thing 2, built out with a couple Justa pouches on the sides. We're gonna do a more in-depth video on chest rigs in the future, but this is my go-to chest rig, and it holds 5 mags, sorry. Got med down here, got comms and everything. So I can also run the push to talk on it if I wanted to. That goes with the Defense Distributors boom mic. So more on that stuff in the future. Let's see, moving down, Safariland holster. There's a video on this too, how we modified it to fit the PB3 optic. Box of rifle mags here. So these Mission First tactical mags kind of suck. So mark them blue. It's too cold to spray paint right now, but these are now dry fire mags. Mag pull. Here's some of those metal mags with the Digicam tape on them. Bunch of that here. Pistol mags, mostly Glock at this point, but there's a 1911. Here's a Chip McCormick 10 rounder. M&P mags with the base plate. Here's some dry fire stuff. So great targets from T-Rex Arms. I like these because they actually just give you the A zone, A and C zones, so reduced targets. Ben Stoker Pro Shop targets. I've had these for several years. So for $20, guys, they last forever. They get, like, you know, painter taped up to the wall or put into a little clip mount that I made, and those get used quite a bit, actually. Got another Baofeng charger over here. Then moving down, I have a whole container of holsters. So Kydex, duty holsters, all kinds of different stuff in here. Nothing really worth mentioning. Honestly, it's just a lot of Kydex. Some of the ones in there, I don't even have the gun anymore. Here's some surplus nylon gear, gas mask pouch, stuff like that. An old field phone. Anybody wants to? Yeah, a bunch of nylon, and then down here just some empty boxes. Again, if I ever got rid of stuff. So like the Team 1D helmet, that box is down there and things. So yeah, that's everything that's going on the shelf. We got some targets back here from Jawless Hog. You know, that's kind of the catch-all for a lot of crap right now is everything right here. All right, guys, this is the last thing we're gonna go through. This is where the magic happens. This is where the podcast gets recorded. It's not that exciting, actually. So there's a desk and a computer. Look, a microphone. It's really not that big a deal. We did remodel the basement a year and a half ago or so. So that's, you know, now we actually have like a nice backdrop here with some shiplap. Here's the letter. This is the letter and the packaging from Jonah at 100 Concepts, and they sent me the very first prototype product, the only prototype product, to be clear, that anybody's ever sent me. But that was a really big moment for me, so I framed that and put it up. The radio when I passed my, the letter when I passed my ham radio license, I framed that up. I was featured in Concealment magazine once, so my wife really helped me out. We found like a good frame. We drove to like 7 stores to find that damn magazine issue, and when we did, we bought like 5, as you should. So the cover and then my article with me. So that's up there. A couple of very classy prints, you know, but that's pretty much it, you guys. So this is kind of a look behind the scenes of what we do here, how a lot of the content gets made. Obviously not the stuff on the range, but everything else is usually produced in some way, shape, or form with everything you guys have seen here. So make sure you guys hit the like button, hit that subscribe. Thank you so much for checking this out, and we will catch you guys on the next one.